You're listening to The Bird Bath. This episode of The Bird Bath is brought to you by First 100, my consulting and recruiting firm focused on the business side of veterinary medicine. First 100 works with veterinary groups, animal health companies, and industry platforms to help hire the leaders who move business forward. From executive leadership to partnership, growth, and operational roles, the approach is simple. Industry-informed recruiting built by someone who works in this market every day and stays close to what's happening across it. If your organization is hiring or planning to hire this year, you can learn more at first100.io. That's FIRST100.io, or click the link in the show notes. Welcome back to The Bird Bath. Each week we scrape the surface of the news you need to know, so let's get into it. Kicking us off this week is $100 million. That's what Loyal has just brought in as their most recent Series C funding, led by Age One. The company, which, as many of you know, is a clinical stage veterinary medicine company, and they're bringing drugs designed to extend the healthy lifespan of dogs. The Series C funding comes in here, and it brings them to over $250 million raised since their business started in 2019. The new capital is going to be helping advance Loyal's pipeline of canine longevity therapies, including its lead program, LOY002, which is a daily treatment aimed at slowing age-related metabolic decline in senior dogs and extending healthy years of life. The financing follows some key regulatory progress, so Loyal continued their FDA steps, moving closer to a potential approval, which could make it the first drug specifically designed to extend lifespan in dogs. There's Loyal, as we've talked about many times, as when we've covered the company here, they've been working heavily in the space, and they've completed the enrollment of over 1,300 dogs across 70 veterinary clinics in their STAY study. And they're saying it's the largest clinical trial in the history of veterinary medicine. So Loyal is always a company I keep my eyes on. I had an opportunity to meet the team there at VMX and really enjoyed all of the people that I got to meet there. So keep up the great work. And for Age One, if you're curious about the company leading the funding here, well, they're doing exactly what Loyal is talking about. They are funding businesses focused on longevity. Loyal is in the pet side of the things, but a lot of their businesses look at human longevity and the ability to extend and improve lifespan for people. So lots of great businesses getting some funding this week. Our next story is about the Open Door Veterinary Collective, and they've received a $1.9 million grant from the Dave and Cheryl Duffield Foundation to roll out Yes to Care, which is an access to care pilot program across veterinary clinics in the country. So the 3-year initiative is designed to help practices support clients facing affordability challenges by combining several tools. Participating clinics will receive $5,000 to establish an in-house angel fund, along with staff training focused on financial care conversations and systems to implement guaranteed in-house payment plans without traditional credit checks. So the program is, again, from the Dave and Cheryl Duffield Foundation, but it brings together the team at Open Door Veterinary Collective, and then they also include the myBalto Foundation, which is helping clinics design and manage customized charitable funds for patients in need, as well as Varidi, which is providing the payment plan infrastructure. So lots of partners working together to tackle this. This initiative and the funding couldn't come at a better time. It's coming at a time when affordability remains one of the most significant pressures in veterinary medicine. Industry surveys that we've hit on time and time again have indicated that more than half of pet owners report delaying or skipping recommended veterinary care due to cost, while veterinarians increasingly cite financial limitations as a key factor influencing treatment decisions. Organizers say the goal of Say Yes to Care is to move clinics beyond ad hoc charity towards structured, sustainable access to care systems that combine training, financial tools, and clinic-managed assistance. Anyone that wants to look at this or dive deeper into it can check out and apply for a pilot at yestocare.org. On the food side, and I guess more than the food side, but the pet care side of things, Hollywood Feed has just brought in a partner to make funds available for some growth. Fortress Investment Groups has provided a $112 million senior secured credit facility to Hollywood Feed, positioning the specialty pet retailer for what they're saying is their next phase of expansion. Fortress reports that they are the largest independent retailer focused on premium pet food and supplies. Based out of Memphis, they have 175 stores across 19 states and a nationwide e-commerce distribution and merchandising strategy focused on premium, natural, and US-made products. Executives at Fortress pointed to the retailer's recurring purchase behavior, customer retention, and same-store sales as a reason why they were able to extend this massive credit line. Much of the pet industry that we've been talking about talks about venture and private equity, but the deal here is kind of interesting because it talks about private credit as a scaling tool for, in this case, pet retailers. Lots of these companies that have omni-channel strategies as well as large footprints and the need for large capital facilities are looking into this. So if we're breaking this down a little bit more, I know we talked about a couple weeks ago, Snout bringing in some capital to help them grow on a debt capital. This deal here was a senior secured credit facility. So the $112 million here, it's essentially a really large asset-backed expansion loan. It's going to be the first one that gets paid if anything ever goes wrong. And secured means that it's loaned by the company's assets, like their inventory and the receivables. Because the lender has the protections, the companies can access a much larger amount of capital without giving up ownership. Now, for a lot of you guys, this is probably old hat things that you know about, but it's something that I think is really important when we're trying to understand how people are looking at growing their businesses. It's not always a time where they have to do traditional fundraising where they give out away a portion of the business and sometimes a really large portion of the business. But when you have a strong, sustainable growth pattern here, you're able to put together some of these credit facilities to allow the businesses to grow. Finally, the last story here this week is an original research paper that I was reading about and trying to decide what you guys think about it. The idea here was that a group of researchers have said that they have an AI-based analysis of climatic and air pollution determinants that lead to dog bite incidents. So when they were looking at this, they went through and tried to figure out what were the factors that perhaps increased the opportunity or the likelihood of a dog bite happening. In their study, they said temperature is strongly associated with dog bites. The higher maximum temperature showed a significant positive relationship with dog bite incidents. Humidity also showed the opposite effect. Higher relative humidity was lower dog bite incidents. Air pollutants had weaker and inconsistent relationships, and they were able to say that their AI model could predict bites reasonably well with an 87% accuracy. Now, I looked through a lot of this. I read the paper. It's interesting, but I think one of the big factors that they weren't able to really address in this was the fact that when the weather is nicer and warmer and less humid and less pollutants in the air, people are out more often with their dogs. And so they said in this, the exposure effect, as the researcher said, was that not something that they could really track down or determine. They said that the study here was all about dog bite incidents against environmental variables, but it didn't include a direct measure of human-dog exposure. So it's something that I'm curious to see if you guys have thought about this or if you've read the paper at all. Do you think that there's something to it? Do warmer temperatures mean that we're going to see more dog bite incidents? Does lower humidity mean we're going to see more dog bite incidences? Is there something that you all are seeing in practice? Let me know. Just kind of an interesting paper that I was reading and would love to hear people's opinions on. Now, if you're wondering, Ryan, where are you this week? Well, you know what? I'm not in Vegas with a lot of you. I am at home, and you're listening to this. If you're listening to this on Tuesday when it comes out, it is one of my daughter's birthdays. And so I decided to take the week and spend it with her, celebrating her big 4th birthday. So for everyone in Vegas, hope you all have a spectacular time. And remember, you can always reach out to me. I'm happy to chat virtually, even if you don't see me roaming the halls of the Mandalay Bay. For more on these and other stories, join us by subscribing to our Substack. There's a link in the bio. And don't miss out on any episodes by subscribing and rating the show. For the Bird Bath, I'm Ryan Leach. See you next week.